Alright, again picking up, just about to sand these. Again, you want to give them just quick one over with the heavy coarse grit, just to knock out any major pore stub or pore line. And most of the time you can just get away with quick visual inspection, just make sure. Then again, sometimes like now, you get a stubborn line that just doesn't want to go away. You're gonna end up having to do it really. Alright. And unfortunately, both the good and bad thing about the size memory card I'm using in this camera is that it only allows me just about the length of time that YouTube maximum allows, which is good on the hand that it does keep me within that limit, but at the same time it does mean I'm having to transfer files a lot. And when it does, it takes about 20 minutes to do, but oh well. Downside of working with what you got. So I am thinking about getting another card for this camera, just mainly since I am doing video with this now. But anyway, again, once you've gone over it with your heavy grit, go back over it with finer grit, knock out all the surface imperfections, just try and get it as smooth as possible. And something you do want to do occasionally is flip your sandpaper over and use a different spot of it, as it'll quickly get filled up with dust from sanding and you'll lose effectiveness. Yeah. Probably one of the biggest time consumers in model building is just sanding, as it does take a while to do, but it does give parts you glue a chance to set up, all that. Alright. And move the camera just a tad over since it seemed to be working in this area a little more. Yeah. Alright. Actually, we're going along pretty quickly with this build. We're already just about done with the arms. Again, you do want to try and avoid dropping parts, as they can get lost really quickly. Fortunately, I only had a part go totally missing once, and yeah, don't want bad memories. Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick one over with sanding. Now, the thing with sanding is you do want to be careful any possible detail areas, such as on the fingers on these hands, as they said to put pore stub on the end of one, but fortunately there's not too much detail, but you don't want to sand it so far down that you start losing fingers. That's something that's not super critical on this kit, but on others it does become a little more apparent, as if you're not careful you can easily lose detail, and this will become more apparent if you do any type of filling or puttying, as it's easy to lose detail. This is definitely something you do want to be careful of with some older kits, as a lot of older military kits, they have raised panel lines, so if you have to do any filling and sanding, all those lines are going to get wiped out instantly. In some cases, you can add them back in using a scriber, but I'd only recommend that if you're going to already do a lot of detailing on it anyway. Alright. Now I just need to... One of the things about Bandai kits is that they do have a decent amount of articulation, and those are done via polycap parts, which is basically a different kind of plastic. It's more of a softer kind, almost rubber-like, and so these basically act as a median. I typically don't do too much cleanup work on these, simply because majority of the time they're not going to be seen anyway. I only really do a lot of cleanup if there's a problem, such as a part not wanting to move correctly or it not wanting to fit together. Alright. So yeah, until those other parts cure up, that's just about it. Just a couple polycaps that need to get popped off for the shoulders. Those are white parts I was working on earlier. But yeah, one of the nice things about the flatheads is that when you can get them in close, it does leave a very nice and neat cut. So you typically don't have to do too much cleanup afterwards. So if you're just gonna basically shake and bake and build them kits like that, definitely get one of those, as it is a better choice of clippers to go with. Alright, starting on the feet already. Once you do get more experienced, a lot of this you can basically speed through a lot of this, since you already have a good idea of what you're doing. But for now, you do want to try to take it to some degree slow. Alright. Again, just want a lot of sanding. It's done. Yeah. Another thing about model building is it's typically a lot of quiet work. Usually when I'm working, I typically put on some music, but since I am to some degree modeling at odd angles so you can see it, I really need to pay more attention to the little monitor to make sure I'm getting this on film. Almost about time, so I'll just stop it here and pick up